So you was out back cutting your yard, and you heard that daggone compressor running, but that fan wasn't spinning. So the first thing that you tried to do was hit the breaker. Came back outside and, damn it! Seen my video and said, dang, let me change the capacitor. And, damn it! Well, after you done all that, and that fan is not working, but that compressor still humming, it's me. I'm tired, boss. First things first, make sure you cut the power off at that breaker, and you go out back and you pull that disconnect that I just patted on right there. You pull that out. And once you pull that out, find your screws that's holding down that fan, and you take them loose. Take them loose, set that top to the side. Set your screws to the side. Lift up that top. Start your disconnecting. Make sure you come to the side panel right here. Take the screws off so you have access to the wire. Now with that panel off and the top, you took all the screws out of the top, what you want to do, this fan, it has this plastic conduit that's protecting the wires right here. What you want to do is you want to follow those wires through right here, and you see exactly what 3 color wires are coming out. So you have a black, you have a brown, and you have a purple, and it's all leading to this hole right here. This is your fan. Those are your fan wires. So now you want to follow those wires to the outside of the condenser. And you grab a hold of that purple, the brown, and the black wires. These 3 wires, they run to your new fan motor. So now you want to come up, follow that purple wire. That's running to the capacitor. See, my hand is still on this part of the wire that's still covered up, so I'm not touching copper. So you want to take your tool, once again, like we're changing that capacitor, de-energize that capacitor before you touch anything. Yes, you cut off the power, but it still has residual power on the inside of these leads sometimes. So you make sure you get all of that power to run inside of the metal part of your tool. That way when you're touching rubber, you don't get bit by that voltage. So take that purple wire, take it off of the capacitor, pull it through, you can zip tie, take it off. Now, you want to follow the brown wire. Pull it down, follow it up. That is going to the capacitor as well. Pull it off, pull it down. Now you want to follow your black wire. And your black wire is going up to the control board. Oh, you want to be a little stubborn one. A little fart knocker. Take that loose. And now your 3 wires are free. So now you can safely remove the cover of the condenser. Now that you freed up your 3 wires, you want to come back to the top, open it up, make sure nothing is zip tying those wires down. If they're zip tied, be careful cutting them off. Do not cut towards this pipe. Try to cut basically where those wires are. See how it has those 2 loops? I'm going to cut where those wires are, because if you cut that pipe, you are going to leak Freon. Just wanted to show how they are cut now. See how I got it snipped right there? Nice and perfect. I didn't hit that line. Ain't got to worry about no Freon. Who the hell is Leon? No Freon coming out of that daggone condenser. So now that you got those 3 wires freed up, cut from the zip tie, it's now time to go ahead, lift the top, take out the wires. Wires out. A better view of what you're looking for. So once you've freed up your wires and you got it sitting upside down, there is a little screw that's right here that's actually holding the fan onto the motor. So what you want to do, you want to take, I use my handy dandy crescent wrench. You want to give that a little turn. Give that a little turn. Ooh, excuse me. Once you loosen it up, see how it dropped like that? You should be able to lift it all the way off. Make sure when you take the blades off, you set it to the side the exact same way that you turned it, you took it off. You may get confused and end up putting those blades on upside down, and that's gonna make you have a noisy unit, and you're gonna cut up some wires. After removing the blades, you want to see if you could take this little plastic, little conduit, little pipe thingy right here, and see if you can pull it through this hole like so. Take the off of the wires. Once you take that off, set that baby to the side. Now what you want to do, you want to flip this baby over. It's got 4 screws right here holding that sucker in. Now what you want to do, get your pair of pliers or something like that, or you can get you a tool. This is my 11-in-1 right here. Start unloosening it. Now, once you get that new motor, it's going to be 8 holes. It's going to be confusing, and you're going to end up thinking that they go through these circular holes because they look like that right there. But I can guarantee you, if you're working on a Goodman system like this one right here, your holes, they go through those oval ones, like so. Yeah, get on in there, get in there, nice and snug. Then now what you want to do is reverse the process. Flip it back over and put them screws in. And as you can see, I already got one back on. But now the next step is basically putting these screws back on to mount the fan back to the top. Oh yeah, she tight. Now once you've got that done, that step done, you want to take your fan blade in the same position that I said from earlier. On that fan, there will be a flat surface. It won't be rounded out like the others. It's going to be a flat surface. You want to take where that screw is right here, and you want to make sure that it's aligned with the flat surface. So how I usually do that to make sure it's aligned perfectly, I place the flat surface facing towards me and the screw facing towards me. You want to run it right on in there. And you don't want to put it all the way down. You want to put it exactly where the last one was. Tighten it up by hand, not all the way down, remember. You want to do just enough, like you tell your girl, let me just get the head in. And you tighten it down. Remember, make sure it's nice and tight so that that fan blade don't fall. Once you got that sucker nice and tight, it's time to run them wires through, zip tie back down, and hook her on up. Once you place her on, always make sure that you have those 3 wires that came from the new motor on the panel side that you took off earlier where the rest of the wires in the capacitor is. That way you can run those wires through the hole that's inside of that panel. Now after you fed your 3 wires through that hole and got them all nice and zip tied up in there, you make sure that you're able to pull your 3 wires as tight as possible. Might have tightened that up on that zip tie a little bit too tight, but should be all right. You want to zip tie it down because you don't want your wires to run into that fan, like I said. All right, we got the motor hooked up, got the screws to hold it down. We got the wires running through our hole right here on the inside of the panel. We got them zip tied back down. Now the only thing left is to run your wires back through your zip tie on the outer of the condenser. Maybe I should do it one by one and quit trying to shove it all in at once. Oh no, she said she could take it. Oh, she could take it, huh? So remember, take that black wire, she goes to the control board. Brown wire goes to the fan on the capacitor. Capacitor is already de-energized, so you don't have to worry about it. Then you want to take your purple wire, and that goes to common, your C indication. Now that we got everything wired back up, let's go and put them screws in there, put that contact in and see what happens. All right, we got everything connected. Control board, the common, and the fan. The screws are all back where they need to be. The lid is all bolted down. Let's put this contactor or this connector back in. See what we got. Oh yeah! I done sweated my ass off trying to fix it, but she blowing like a stripper.